Oh, let's go.
Yeah, buddy. How y'all doing, man? Old Heads, episode 44. I'm your co-host, Omar, a.k.a. that dude, a.k.a. O'Milly, a.k.a. Mr. Rello. If you know, you know. And, man, we got a great show today for you guys. March Madness. We're going to go ahead and continue that. Who was the better college player? Tim Duncan, the Wake Forest, you know what I'm saying, Deacon, or Shaquille O'Neal, the LSU Tiger. So, man, we got a great show today for you guys. But before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and let these brothers introduce themselves.
Boy Bills, man. Holla.
Yes, sir.
Endo, a.k.a. French Loaf.
French Loaf. That's what they call them out in Philly. We're going to go and get right into it, man. Sports news. Yes, buddy. How do you feel like has won the NFL free agency, the winners and losers? Hendo, kick it off. Who would you say is the loser so far?
Losers probably right now. Green Bay. Sorry, you ain't really picked up nothing right now. Like it's really kind of uncertain what y'all really getting for Rodgers, you know.
But we don't know. We don't know what they get.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's uncertain. So,
they could be getting 2 first-round picks.
Well,
I doubt it.
Yeah, but then that's kind of complacent on how the Jets play this year, though. If they're really good, then them picks ain't gonna be about shit. That's the whole thing. So it's kind of, I don't think they're going to be that good, but I think they're going to be somewhere in the middle, which would give them somewhere in the middle picks. So kind of like, you know, if there's their first, it could be looking at like a 13, a 15, a 18, a 21, you know, somewhere in there. I mean, I'm not bad picks, but they're not great neither. So it's undisclosed what they're doing. Not only that, but the Bears done picked up damn near 2 or 3. They done picked up Tunyon. Right?
Tunyon, I can't wait till tell you in front of my Green Bay Packer friends.
But it's
Tunyon. I want to be Tunyon.
It's like they're losing a bunch of pieces and they're not really filling the void from them. It doesn't seem like they have a shit ton of picks for coming up for the draft. They seem like they have some decent picks, but they also seem like they have a lot of holes they got to fill. A lot of pieces are getting picked up right now, and they kind of look like, you know, it's just Aaron Jones and Love over there right now. And that's what it's really looking like. The tight ends are gone. Some of the receivers are leaving. Like the quarterback's gone. Like you're running thin
for them at all.
But you're running thin in certain positions, guards. You know, on the O line. Like, you know, it's looking kind of bleak right now. It's not looking too good. A lot of pieces are leaving. So.
Hey man, we was in that position for a long time, man. We was losing because we didn't have a fully crafted team, you know, and that's a lot of NFL teams' problems. You know what I'm saying?
So you saying Green Bay as well?
Nah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Vikings is just for club. You know what I'm saying?
Hey
man, they fucked up too. They didn't make no moves.
Actually, they did.
What did they do?
Well, they picked up a new defensive coordinator, the Bulls dude. Dude's nice. Then they picked up. They let Adam Thielen go. They picked up a little bit of defense. I think they picked up some defense and I forget because I think they finna let Cook go. I think they finna let Cook go too or trade him for something.
They better have a good move. Like we did a good job when we got rid of our running back because now we got 2 running backs in the top 5 and running efficiency in the NFL. So like people didn't like the move, but they actually made us better. I think.
Solid.
But, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if getting rid of Cook is the move, and it seemed to me like they try to run it back with the Vikings, and I don't think that's good enough.
They also
Kirk Cousins
said they let go of Thielen.
It's like
they released him. They released him. They didn't even trade him. He's been there for 9 years. I get he's getting kind of old.
They kept Kirk, so like this is funny.
I get he's getting kind of old, but man,
you know what
he is consistent.
Not to cut you off, you know, it'd be a great spot for Thielen thinking about
the Bears.
No,
because we need a slot receiver.
We take all them mother.
No,
everybody.
Not at all.
Come on, the Bears.
Kansas City.
Yeah, he'd work out there. Cause
that would be a great spot.
Think about Adam Thielen is he always finds a knack to get open. If you really watch his game, he's always usually open. He can find little spots. That's why I like.
Well, that was kind of his problem this year was he couldn't get separation, which is why they released him. But I think somewhere like Kansas City, they can kind of mask that. But I don't know. We'll see, man. I had so who did you have? You had Vikings?
I had the Vikings with the worst.
Damn, man. Well, I guess I ain't going to keep in the division. I ain't going to say Detroit. I think Detroit actually really good. But I'm going to go with another purple team, the Ravens. Still uncertain with Lamar. He possibly could sit out. I mean, I doubt it. I don't think 36 million is what 38 million. That's still a lot of money. I still don't see him passing up, but still, they haven't made any significant moves. I think that's putting a lot of pressure on your. Now they do develop well, so I think they could, make some good moves in the draft. There's definitely I think it's a decent wide receiver class, very good tight end class. So I think they can make some moves possibly there, but right now they're definitely losing. I feel like because you don't really know what their future is, and I think we've seen what they look like when they don't have Lamar Jackson in their lineup. They've pretty much constructed their team around this one guy. You pretty much have to pay him. Now I think I think he has to be realistic and understand that that Deshaun Watson deal, that was an outlier. Or I think more players need to go to Bobby Bonilla route. If you're worried about generational money, start having these guys. Okay, you ain't got to pay. I won't guarantee $230 million, but you could keep paying me a million up until 2050.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So with that money, so that extra meal, that'll just go to my kids' college fund, or that'll go to charity or whatever. If I've made enough money, I'll say guys go that route. But I could say the Ravens. But I think teams that have won the free agency, I think we pretty much all going to agree. The Bears have won.
Yeah, they won.
They got DJ Moore, who I think is a legit, maybe not top 10 wide receiver. I would say top 15, definitely top 20. I'd say close to top 15. But definitely I think he's a wide receiver 1. Travis Homer, I think he'll be running back 3. He's a good pass catching running back. Dante Freeman, he actually had his best year last year, 914 yards on the ground. We got Robert Tonyan from the Packers. Andrew Billings, the defensive tackle. I liked him coming out of college. I think he's out of Baylor, if I'm not mistaken. But he's a solid run stopper. And then we got P.J. Walker, which I thought was smart because he's someone who is also running quarterback like Justin Fields. Don't want Justin to get hurt, but when you're dealing with running quarterbacks, there's always a chance they can miss a game, here or two, pull a hammy, something like that. So if you bring a guy like Walker who has that similar style, you don't have to change much, and you guys can keep it moving.
Yeah, he was an NFL starter last year.
Yeah, he was a starter.
That matters because now you're not at the line. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That experience matters in that league.
Exactly. And then we got DeMarcus Walker, defensive end. What I like about him is his versatility. He can play pretty much anywhere on that line. 7 sacks last year. Tremont Edmonds from the Bills. That guy can play any linebacker spot, so that really helps with Sanborn. So I think you can keep him where he's supposed to be. We got Nate Davis at guard, and we got T.J. Edwards, who I think could be a steal for what we got him for. 159 tackles last year. He's had we're only paying him $19 million at only. We're paying him 3 years, $19.5 million, and we're only guaranteed $12 million. So Chris is probably his agent. But that's a different conversation. But yeah,
listen.
He said, listen.
Show me.
Oh, you said Chris?
Show me. Show me.
He say low.
It gives you just ample time to show me what you can do.
They don't know what we're talking about, man. I don't know today. We just had a second.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? They don't guarantee money in this league.
Yeah, but that's a different comment. That might be next week. But Bears, man, how you feel about it? You excited about it? Who want to kick it off?
Oh, we won. Hey, we won.
Yeah, but I'll be a lot more excited after I see where these picks land, because then I'll know exactly what we'll need left. I'm still thinking that the Bears still need a veteran center. I talk to a couple Bear fans daily and stuff, and I still think that we need a veteran center. And us looking at, I believe, what was I want to say it's the Colts. I want to say the Colts center.
I'm about to say Jim Saturday?
Fam.
No, that's not them over there.
Fam, call me crazy. I felt like
But he's
we should have picked
3-time Pro Bowler. The something, I think it was something Ryan or something Ryan something. Yeah. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's a veteran center. We need a veteran on the line to go with the young guys. Some of the young guys haven't seen what the right things to do are, but a veteran 3-time Pro Bowler has. Yeah. So you get the veteran over there so he can run that line the way it needs to be ran. That's why you get it at the center position.
Line though, man. Yeah, I feel like we're shaky at that position and we ain't do much.
You get that, then you draft one so he can learn from him. So as soon as something happened to dude, because he kind of old, dude, come in here and show us what you got. You 340 pounds. Hold us down.
See, I personally thought, I mean, I know we're spending a lot of money, but I would have been totally okay trying to steal Kelsey away from the Eagles. Because I think he only signed a 1 year, $15 million. I mean, but if I could have gave him $18 million, or even if I could have gave him $18 million this year, to have Kelsey under center with Justin Fields, people don't realize how big a center is. Yeah. They're basically the point guard for your offensive line. They run everything. Olin Kreutz is a great example. If you want to see a terrific center, go look at, if you're a Bears fan, go look at Olin Kreutz.
Headz.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, I totally agree. I think that's something that Chicago definitely needs to look at. I don't think it won't be one that'll go that high, but I will like to see us get Skoronski out of Northwestern. They say his arms are a little short. And then Braxton Jones. PFF actually graded him as the best offensive rookie lineman. I didn't know that last year. And as left tackle, so if we've hit on our left tackle, and then you bring in Skoronski and put him at guard, now that's what I was thinking. Then you say Kelsey stay there a year or two, you get those young guys in sync. Now you got Fields, and say Fields don't work out, Chicago's in a great spot. Say Fields don't work out. Okay, cool. We can get you Fields, and we got 2 first-round picks next year. Give us Caleb Williams. We got an offensive line ready for you. We could by this time that wide receiver core should be good. And then also, hey, if running backs ain't working out, we can draft another.
I feel like you low-key been trying to get Justin Fields out the field since like last year.
No,
since we started the show.
I think we draft more D-line this year too. I think we get some young defensive line in there. I think we go
Jalen Carter.
If he's available, but
take him.
He's not the only one that's available that's worth a look at. Is what I'm saying. Just in case we don't get him, there's some other dogs over there too.
He's there, take him.
You know, but if he's there,
if
he's there, he's the best option. That's what I'm saying. If he drops down to where our pick is for him, that's the best option at that pick right there. There's hands down. Yeah. But if he gets picked up, there's other people out there that we can look at, take a few little nice glances at that'll help fit that defense, especially in that front, especially at that nose tackle position too. So I'm looking for somebody to plug them holes. I need somebody fat. I need somebody fat in that middle.
Well, that's why we got Billings, though.
Yeah, he cool, but I need somebody else, man. I like to plug it.
Somebody who was fat. I don't think he could ever play for this coach, Oliver Miller. He never played. I don't think he could ever. I don't think he could ever play.
Big boy.
Yeah, I don't think he could ever play for Greg Popovich, who is retiring. Where do you guys rank Pop all time on the coaching list, real quick?
Pop gotta be my second now.
Behind who?
Phil.
Okay.
Phil Jackson was the most winningest coach I've ever seen on a professional level as far as championships. I'm not going to go forever, like all the regular seasons and stuff like that. Just successful, and not only that, but having the type of players that he had, able to manage their egos, manage them, get them feeling good, able to win, stuff like that, motivate them enough to motivate their team. Phil got to be my number one. Then I put Greg because he's the second most winningest coach to me in the NBA that I've ever witnessed. And then third kind of would have to be like somebody like Pat Riley.
That's funny because that was the motherfucker I was thinking.
Because he was my second.
Yeah, he was my second. Yeah. But the reason why is I think motherfuckers take going to another place for granted. Like you automatically supposed to win. So we're going to see what Aaron Rodgers do this year.
Right.
But just when you leave, that don't mean because you go to a better team, you're going to have a better season.
My favorite quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah, he's my favorite quarterback.
That's special. But you know what I'm saying? Pat Riley won with the Knicks, LA, and Miami. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He didn't win a championship with the Knicks, but he was so competitive every year, and he made it to the finals.
He's just winning.
You know what I'm saying? He made it to the finals. Man. He made it to the finals with the Heat, post Dwayne Wade, post LeBron James, with just, you know what I'm saying?
My question is, who'd be after him?
I don't, as far as Then you gotta start talking about guys like Larry Brown and shit.
That's what I was gonna
Although they
say.
didn't win
What's
much,
my
they
man?
were
What's my
great
man with
coaches.
Miami right now? Eric Spoelstra?
Yeah, Spoelstra. He's a real good coach. I think it's a lot of good coaches in the league right now. That's
How about Derek
underrated,
Fisher?
too. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Tyronn Lue?
You know he was good. I would have said okay Tyronn before this year. He ain't doing shit with the boys.
But I'll give you one right here, and this is gonna be the question, the last one. Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd is actually a good coach.
He's a great coach.
Yeah.
Well, where would he rank? About 6 or 7?
He will never get a team that's championship ready.
No, he's not.
That's the problem.
No, he's not.
That's the problem with motherfuckers though. If he had a team that was championship ready, I feel like he could guide them there. But until then, he's gonna be on a team that's just whatever, so he's gonna be throwing his drink on the floor. You know what I'm saying? To get extra time out type shit.
So you got Pop second?
Pop second, yeah.
I'm going third. I'm just for saying something different.
Just who?
Pat Riley second.
Pat Riley second.
Yeah.
Phil first?
Yeah.
Okay. I had Pop at, I ranked Pop second all the time. He is the winningest coach in NBA history, 1,362 wins, has 5 rings in 6 attempts, and has done it with one team. I put him second because the guy I have at 1, he did it with multiple. He only won a ring with one team, but he won at a high level with multiple teams, and that's Pat Riley. I got Pat Riley as the greatest coach of all time. Granted, Pop had Duncan, Riley. He did have Magic and all those guys, Kareem and this and that. But then you can't say that when he went to that Knicks team. That Knicks team, when you look back on it, they had Charles Smith, who was really good, but he was completely playing out of position, playing at small forward at 6'10".
Yeah.
And then you also, that team was good, but Pat Riley really showed how great of a coach he was. And then he goes down to Miami, and he's winning down there. Now, a lot of people forget Tim Hardaway at that point was kind of an afterthought. People was kind of thinking that he didn't know if he could be the same Tim Hardaway because he had injuries. But he went down there, thrived with Pat Riley, and Pat Riley has completely changed that culture. It's not just that Miami Heat culture. That all comes from Pat Riley. You know
He changed the culture everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere he went, he had completely changed the culture. Now I'm not saying Pop couldn't have done that, but he did it in one spot, and I have to give it to the guy, even though, because when I look at them both on even grounds, when they both had Hall of Famers, they both won multiple rings. You know what I'm saying? And then Pat, when he went to different spots and with less talent, he still won at a high level. We're seeing right now with Pop, when he doesn't necessarily have that talent, it's not necessarily translating, you know what I'm saying?
Pop couldn't win without Duncan?
I'm not going to say that.
One thing we do have to say, too, though, he's in San Antonio and everywhere Pat Riley was like a cocaine capital.
Exactly. Allegedly.
Everywhere he went, there was a cocaine capital.
Exactly. Allegedly.
I mean, motherfuckers be mob or something, man. How come everywhere he go, they got the most cocaine? All right, I'm gonna let it go.
But but I got Pop second. I got him second all the time. So that's pretty dope, man. I think 2 seconds and 1 third. I'll take that, man. But shout out to Pop, man. Great coach here from Old Heads, man. Hope you enjoy your retirement, man. Keeping with NBA, the Lakers, they are in the 10th spot. Any chance you think they will make the playoffs? AD seems to be, he's playing great ball when he does play. LeBron, we don't know if he'll be back. He's been at the concerts. But you think Lakers?
AD
really quick?
is the
Yes,
best
no.
player. Yes.
They're going to make the playoffs.
They 2 games out of 6th place.
Okay.
And he the best player out of those teams. If Kyrie and Luka ain't playing for Dallas, if Steph and them
Luka's
got
definitely injured.
and if Steph and them got all road games, which means they losing all their road games, they got all road games to finish this out. That's messed up. And then it's Minnesota. Those are the 3 teams ahead of them, and it's only a couple games. And they got AD is playing. He the best player out of all of those teams. They actually should win 2 games, a half game at a time, or win.
They just lost to the Rockets.
Ridiculous.
And again, they lost to somebody else last night.
So Lakers in 10th spot right now. They 34 and 37. Yesterday they just lost to the Mavericks, 111 to 110. Right, and that's them without Luka, and that's without LeBron, right? And that's how they lost. I know that's a close game, and this is to get in right now because I mean the Mavericks are sitting at 6 right now. The Mavs are sitting at 6 with that win right now. So mind you, it's the Timberwolves and the Thunder and the Warriors ahead of them. The Warriors might scoot up a little bit more, put the Mavericks down. I can see them coming down, but I don't know if the Lakers make it this year. They really got to beat out the Thunder. I don't know. I just know that the Mavs is probably going to be the most common to drop because they got probably the hardest schedule. They got the Grizzlies next. They got the Warriors, the Hornets back to back. Then the Pacers, Sixers, Heat, Hawks, Kings, Bulls, and Spurs. A lot of them teams is trying to make it in right now. A lot of them trying to get in. So I can see the Mavs dropping, and I can see the Lakers kind of getting, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get into the playoffs. They barely going to miss the play-ins. No
playoffs.
And you got to watch teams. I'm going to say yes, because you got to watch team games like that, too, when the Mavericks play Golden State. They both ahead of the Lakers. So one of them is going to lose a full game.
But I see it being the Mavericks is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to drop low enough to where the Lakers can catch up.
Lakers only back 2 games.
Yeah, but everybody else balling way better, and the Thunder got a pretty easy schedule coming
Is
up.
LeBron James playing basketball again this year? I'm just wondering, like, for real. Like,
I don't know.
Because
that's the whole thing. Without him in rotation, and that's kind of what I'm counting out right now. I'm not counting him in. If he not in these last couple of games to help push him up, they not gonna make it.
They're
not gonna make it.
Yeah.
There's no
Without
way.
LeBron, I'm not sure if they make it.
There's no way the Mavs slip that low to let them in with no LeBron. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
AD can carry that team, but they don't have the overall. They actually need LeBron to put his usual double figures in there for them to step over. And without that 20 points that he provides every game, because that's what he averaged, they lose. And I'm sorry, they lose games like that to the Mavs by 1 point. If LeBron was playing, that's 121 to 111. The Lakers win that game. That's the difference.
I'm not sure LeBron James closes that game. Man. To me, he's not the ultimate closer.
If there's no Luka, if there's no Luka, yes. If there's no Luka and LeBron's in there, yes.
Likely.
Yes,
but
because who's guarding LeBron?
But since we talking about LeBron, if he don't come back, it don't matter if they make the playoffs or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
They ain't gonna win without him. So
You're right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it all depends on LeBron and his health. If he can come back, I think it's a possibility. Otherwise, it's gonna be tough, man. Because like I say, and even though Anthony Davis is playing great, we all know he's one. You know what I'm saying? Rebounding away, ankle away from being out. So
I hate to say that, man. We all from Chicago.
Yeah,
so it's not like, you know what I'm saying? We hating, but man.
You know how street clothes is.
Man, you don't get that name for nothing.
I'm sorry, man.
You don't get that name for nothing. He got that name over Kawhi Leonard. Over Kawhi Leonard, he get this name. And Zion, they don't call them street clothes.
You know why? Because they don't come to the games. They injury take them out. You don't see they street clothes. They be at home.
You don't want to see Zion street clothes. You see what this man be wearing?
A big ass chain. That's it. I don't even be knowing he there. He's so dark. It's just be that big ass chain. That's all it is.
Oh wow.
That's all you see.
Where you at? Right here.
Looking like the bully from Kid and Playing House Party.
Don't he?
Come on, man.
Not House Party.
Class act.
He looked like the class.
Hey, when they had the one-on-one fight, they put the leather, they whooped him and shit, took it off.
I'm not playing.
Why that boy look like him, man? Quit playing. No, I can't go see that shit.
NBA MVP. Who's the NBA MVP up to this point? Jokic or Embiid? Who's MVP?
That's Joel.
Jokic is averaging 24.8 points, 11.9 rebounds, 9.9 assists. Embiid is averaging 33.5 points, 10.2 rebounds, 4.1 assists. With MVP up in there.
Oh, Joker, man, I'm not swaying. I've been called at the beginning of the season.
Joker.
I called it middle, beginning, middle, and it'll be the end. Joker gonna be the MVP for what he does at a high caliber. I really like Joel Embiid, I really do, but this is gonna come down to my opinion in the playoffs. They both usually play really good during the regular season. When I watch these guys play in the playoffs, it'd be a different game.
That part too.
And like I know Embiid puts up big numbers, but it usually comes down to him missing shots and stuff like that. In the end is why they lose. Where I don't really see Joker, him missing the shots that are provided. I know it might be a game or two in there, but it's not going to be as many as I think it'll be Embiid, even though I like Embiid's
This
game.
year is different, man. I've been telling y'all for a while, this Sixers team is scary as shit. This is the only year where I actually thought they had a chance to like make some noise because really we always see what their downfalls were and how they couldn't get over them. I seen them get over all that stupid shit this year. I seen them down 20 points too many times. They keep coming back on niggas. They keep slowing the game down, and then next thing you know, they up 5 points. You know what I'm saying?
No,
this has happened a million times this year.
Harden's actually shooting
Against good
40,
teams too.
He's shooting almost 40% from three, which is the best he's ever shot.
And then
39% from three.
And then he got legs in the fourth quarter. Yeah. I've seen him actually doing a little something in fourth quarters now, which is something I never really seen him doing like that before.
Right.
Dude, this team is sneaky.
I gotta see
good.
the playoffs. I seen the sneaky good in the regular season. I gotta see in the playoffs. The only reason I say that is because, like I said, the consistently what I've seen is I've always seen Joker play very well, but it doesn't usually come down to his game. It usually comes down to somebody else. Where I feel like sometimes in the playoffs, it comes down to a missed shot from Embiid or something like that, or over Harden.
You said Joel?
I'm going Joel, and it's because of the late season push. You know what I'm saying? I break the season down in the quarters, and then, you know, you got your guys in the beginning. You had your Jason Tatum and shit trying to look like this all year and all of that. Joker was consistent the entire time. So I will give him that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep his name in the run. Giannis always going to be consistent. Joel was kind of trying to peak to the top, but then at the end of the year when they count, when they trying to fight for that number one slot, and if they get it and hold on to it, I got to go Joel this year, man. You know, he's had a lot of good years, but this year, if you add an additional superstar to him too, and he's not a guy who control the ball the whole game. You got to wait to get the ball most of the times. And you still feel his impact on offense and defense, which is something that I can't say about Joker. I got to go Joel this year.
See, but the Sixers is third in their division, where the Nuggets is number one.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And
Joker can
that's
fight to that spot.
And that's like I said, that's kind of what it is. They doing it like, I'm not going to say they doing it at but they are clearly doing it at a higher level in the West. That's all I'm going to point out.
I don't know that because the 76ers been slowing everybody down, and that's playoff ball.
That is.
I went with Embiid as well. He's averaging almost 9 more points. Now he does trail in rebounds by almost 2 boards a game. And Joker's averaging almost 5 more assists. But when you ask most people like why Joker's better, a lot of people would look to the assists and say, well, the guy's averaging, as a center, averaging almost 10 assists a game, right? But what people don't look at is Embiid is third in the league in centers at 4.1. So it's not that vast amount of so it's not like Embiid isn't a terrific passer as well.
Right.
He's averaging 4, which is third best right now in the league. Yeah. Only other big man besides Joker that's averaging more assists is Domantas Sabonis. I mean, so I think that says a lot. Then also another thing, I think exactly.
Because he don't have the ball in his hands the whole game the way Joker do, so the average that many assists is very impactful.
Yeah.
Because he's moving fast, so he get it faster than the guys cut. But them motherfuckers are shooting over there.
But now I'm glad you made that point. Now the Nuggets are first place in the West, but the 76ers have a better record despite being third in the East. Also, I feel like the gap on defense between the two is enough to give Embiid the nudge. Joker can be a deficit on the defensive end, where Embiid, we all know, is probably, if not, he's probably top three best big man defensive players in the league. I would say Jaren Jackson, Brook Lopez, and then Embiid is probably right there. Also, the young man out of Nets too is really good, Claxton. I really like Claxton at the rim. And also Embiid, despite having his lowest defensive rating at 108.6, is still better than Joker defensive rating, which is 109.4. Embiid is having a career low 108.6 defensive rating, and it's still better than what Joker's having. So I think with that being said, I would have to go with Joel Embiid. And keeping with basketball, it is March Madness. Want y'all out there to let us know, man, what y'all, if y'all got anything y'all want to talk about college ball, man, let us know. But today, who do you think would have had the better college career? Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Tracy McGrady, or Moses Malone? All these guys went straight from high school to the NBA. You guys out there, let us know who you think would have had the better career, but who wants to kick it off? Who you think would have had the better college career if they would have won?
I want to kick it off.
Yeah, okay.
Shit. I don't motherfucking know.
Straight up. I didn't hear what the hell y'all gonna say.
You know how long I thought about this question? No, I literally I thought about everything. Who could be who could stop who couldn't stop who could score. But dog, I thought about this shit way too many motherfucking ways. I don't know. I was thinking, okay, what if they all went to a freelance type of school where they all get the ball, do their own thing, or they played in a Duke type of school? I thought about everything. I have no fucking idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
You want to kick it off?
I want KG.
Yeah, I see that. I understand.
I want KG just because just how he played ball, and when you watch him next to Ronnie Fields and how they play, you know what I'm saying? And you see how well Ronnie did in college, you know what I'm saying? And KG was right. And KG was right there next to him, if not just a little bit better because of height. You know what I'm saying? And athleticism. So this dog, man, if KG would have went to anywhere, he'd have been a dog. We literally talking about a Patrick Ewing-like type guy, you know what I'm saying, with less weight, better ups, you know what I'm saying? He'd have been dunking all over cats, and there'd have been nothing you could do about it. I thought about Tracy McGrady's game as well, you know, his ups and stuff. There's a lot of explosive dunkers and stuff. He was a good shooter. His defense would have been up there, but he wasn't a standout shooter enough for me that at that age, for me to think that he'd been an all, you know, stud in college other than dunking on guys. You know what I'm saying? Because he could have had his way around the rim. That was inevitable. You know what I'm saying? So I gave it to KG because of his size at that age and what he could do. That man was a dog. And like what he was averaging at that, I think was when he was at Farragut, what he averaged? 25.2, 17.9 rebounds, 6.7 assists, and 6.5 blocks on 66.8% shooting from the field. And their record that year was 28-2. And they was really riding on Buddy. Come on, man. This man playing at the level they playing out there.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking
I was wondering who they lost to. The same said that shit. Westinghouse and
it might have been was it Dorton that year? It might have been
Dorton. Who the fuck could have beat them out?
And when it came down to it, that's kind of what I thought too. And when I translated thinking about what they would have did with a talent like that going into college or something like that, I could just see offensive teams just drooling over a man like him, because when you get him in certain areas on the floor at that age, he's literally unstoppable. Just like when he came into the league at that age in the NBA and was unstoppable against grown-ass men in the league who couldn't stop this young stud from doing what he wanted around the rim. So I could imagine what he'd been doing in college. So I went with KG because I think he might have averaged damn near 30 if Brandon Rice game. So KG on my list. I no disrespect to other guys because it's a great question, but I see KG just his physical stature, man. He was an athletic specimen.
Yeah. Okay. I love KG, bro. I actually used to see him play a lot. My pops, I stayed right up the street from Farragut. My pops used to do security there, believe it or not. And, used to actually see KG. They had a squad, man. They had Maxwell. They had Michael Wright, who ended up going to the league playing for the Knicks. They also had Ronnie Fields. We talked about Ronnie in the previous episodes. We'll probably be talking about him a lot more. But I had to go with Moses Malone. I go with Moses because, for one, I think he was probably the best player coming. He was probably the best player coming out of high school. His first year in the ABA, he averaged 18.8 points, 14.6 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1.5 blocks in the ABA at 19. He also would have went to Maryland, where he would have teamed up with John Lucas, who was a second-team All-American. That year they actually finished 5th in the final AP. Maryland had 6 guys that year averaged double digits in points. John Lucas averaged, pardon?
Who was John Lucas again? Milwaukee Bucks.
John Lucas III, the one that had alcohol. He was an alcoholic, recovering alcoholic. He helps guys
nice.
now. John Lucas III.
Right. He played for the Bucks, right?
I'm pretty sure he played for the Bucks. Yeah.
All right.
But he was a second-team All-American, averaged 19.5. Also, none of those guys who we talk about Kobe. Also, another thing, when you look at him as coming out as a freshman, with the exception of Adrian Dantley out of Notre Dame, I don't think any of those other guys who were first team All-Americans would have been better than Moses Malone. Now, another thing, you talked about Kevin Garnett, especially Kobe and T-Mac. When you look at them playing in the NBA, it took them a few years.
It took them a while.
It took them a while. It took them a few years. So I think when you start to really break it down, right, Kevin Garnett was going to go to Michigan, right? And this is a fact. He was going to go to Michigan. When you look at that team that he would have went to, it's a good chance he would have been sharing minutes with Maceo Basson. He would have been sharing minutes with Tractor Trailer, and he would have been sharing minutes with Mo Taylor.
He been outshining, but he been outshining them. That's the whole
Yeah,
thing.
He's a better player than Tractor Trailer and Mo.
Everybody's listed. He a way better player. I'm just saying, like at that time, if he can give you big minutes, you're not pulling him out.
I'm not. But I'm saying it's college ball, and you have to look at that time. So what I'm saying is he's still going to share minutes with those guys. It's the same thing with Anthony Davis. As great as Anthony Davis was or could have been in college, his numbers never translated to that because he's playing with other blue chip players. That's what I'm saying with Kevin. That's what I'm saying with Kevin Garnett. And like I said, him and Maceo Baston were the exact same size. So it's a good chance. It still could have took him a while. It still could have took him a while before he became that Kevin Garnett. Now you talk about Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant would have went to Duke. Kobe would have been sharing minutes with Trajan Langdon. Trajan Langdon was a stud at Duke.
He'd have been sharing minutes with Coach K. Coach K, they say Michael Jordan, motherfucker could have held Michael Jordan under 20 points.
That too,
and Coach K would have kept Kobe under 20.
That too, and also Chris Carrawell was there. You got Chris.
Don't say
that.
No,
listen. Well, I'm simply looking at it from.
I gave you Trajan Langdon.
That's fine, but I'm simply looking at it from their perspective as a college perspective. We're not going to bring in this freshman kid who has somebody like Chris Carrawell who was already established. Kobe's not going to get those type of minutes. And then when we sit here and talk about T-Mac was going to go to, where the heck was T-Mac going to go? I can't remember what, but T-Mac was going to go to Kentucky. Now, if T-Mac would have went to Kentucky that year, he's going to have to share minutes with Derek Anderson and Ron Mercer.
Yeah.
And then you also have Scott Pritchard there. There's no way.
Man, Nazim Muhammad, man. Shout out
Nazim Muhammad. There's no way Tracy McGrady, I feel like, would have been that type of, not right away. Now, maybe that sophomore year, cool. But I feel like right off the bat, looking at the time Moses Malone came in, he was so fucking good.
They were basically NBA player playing with them.
They was basically Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in college. When you look at him and Derek Anderson, that's how good they were.
Yeah, they kind of
on the wing, like it was crazy.
Derek Anderson had to be Scottie though.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's my reason. I think when you look at the time Moses Malone would have been coming into it, the school he would have went to, and the talent he would have been going up against, I had to take Moses Malone as being the better college player.
Okay, I got two things to say about that, which leads me to my pick. My pick is Kobe Bryant for this reason. First of all, even if he'd have went to Duke, I feel like Kobe Bryant's work ethic is underrated. I thought because I thought about the whole when he got to LA and how long it took him, but he was playing behind Eddie Jones in motherfucking Kenosha's Finest. You know what I'm saying? Nicky Van. You know what I'm saying?
Kenosha's Finest.
I'm just saying, so like he wasn't finna get that ticket right away. It was somebody else at like the 2 or the 3 at that time too, besides Eddie. You know what I'm saying? So he had to wait. And I feel like that was more of him waiting because of that as opposed to, you know what I'm saying?
And he wasn't ready. That's why he
wasn't. That's true. But this motherfucker was also a workaholic in the gym at that time. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you go to even a Duke, well, my second argument was, what if he went somewhere else where they just let this motherfucker shoot the ball? It could have got ridiculous. But even if he went to Duke, I figured Kobe's just the type of dude to know how practice go, how the game go. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it's like, once he figure it out, you know what I'm saying, where his shots are going to be on the floor, he's going to master that. To the point where at some point in time, you're going to give him some more shots because you're going to see he the best player on the team. You know what I'm saying? If you give him a limited role, they wouldn't have asked him
And
to
I
do
feel,
shit.
but I feel like that with KG though, because if you put his man right there, think about how many blocks his man averaging.
Yeah.
You really taking away his averages on blocks? This man was more than just points. This man can guard literally from the 5 to the 1.
And that's why I picked him when I picked. I can make an argument for everybody. I really could.
That's
Moses
fair.
too.
That's fair. So you went with
KG.
KG?
I'm going with Kobe, just to split it up.
Well, Moses, hey, y'all out there, let us know who y'all would take, man. But now, sticking with March Madness, Prime versus Prime. College only. Who was the better college player? Tim Duncan or Shaquille O'Neal? Tim Duncan, 16 points. This is for what they average for their career. Tim Duncan, 16.5 points per game, 12.3 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 3.8 blocks. 2-time ACC Player of the Year, 1-time AP Player of the Year, 3-time All ACC. Now, Shaquille O'Neal, LSU Tigers, 21.6 points per game, 13.5 rebounds, 1.7 assists, 4.6 blocks per game. 2-time SEC Player of the Year, 1-time AP Player of the Year, 2-time SEC All Defense. Who was the better college player, Shaquille O'Neal or Tim Duncan? Who want to kick it off? I'll kick it off. I'll say Shaq.
Okay.
I had to go with Shaq, man. I think a lot of people don't realize, for one, he had to share minutes that first year with Stanley Roberts.
Yeah.
You know, him and Stanley Roberts on the court. Stanley Roberts was really, really good, man. Really good.
He was better than Shaq.
He was actually better than Shaq when Shaq first got there. Shaq was probably the third best player behind Chris Jackson. But I had to go with Shaq. When you go look at him in college, I think as good as defensively as Duncan was, Shaq was that much more dominant. His last 2 years in college, he averaged over 5 blocks a game. He averaged. His just level of just dominance and just how he could just be double and triple teamed was just ridiculous. And outside of that first year, he really didn't have much help. You know what I'm saying? At LSU, he had Vernell Singleton. He ended up playing, I think, in the league, a year or two. But I had to go with Shaq, man. His dominance, especially on the defensive end. Now, I get to saw Tim Duncan play. For one, Tim played with a great coach. He played with a phenomenal coach down there.
The dude with the white hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, the white fro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was
exactly.
black. His roots were black. It was weird.
Yeah, it was so weird.
It's funny.
I can't think of his name.
I can't think of my
He's
name.
funny as
He
hell.
played with the point guard too. Wasn't it
Yeah,
children?
Tony
He called
Butler.
it- I thought it was children.
Yeah, that was Randolph Childress.
Yeah.
That was
He
Randolph
crossed dog
Childress.
up, told him come here and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
He hit the 3 on
Yeah,
the
he pointed. He pointed.
Huh?
He pointed.
He pointed at him?
He pointed to he rocked his ass, pointed at the spot. And
Oh,
Jay,
wow. I thought he told him come here and shit.
no, he pointed at that. Yeah, I remember because I've been watching that. Then he also played with Tony Rutland.
Mhm.
He looked at I think it was mixed. I think he was black and Asian. And that's what he looked like. But Tim Duncan, man, phenomenal college player. I thought Duncan had a much more refined offensive repertoire in college, but I think on the defensive end, Shaq was just that much more dominant.
Yeah, I see him throwing shots, man. Shaq, man. It was like, you want to know what? You going to play with that type of energy.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers are lucky he didn't just want to just be the most in-shape dude in the NBA.
Yeah.
Because if he did, he would have terrorized Ali. He would have clearly
Yeah.
been the best player damn near every year he played. This
Yeah.
motherfucker was cold as hell.
Is he the greatest ever if he had Kobe's work ethic?
Absolutely.
Mm.
More dominant maybe than Michael Jordan.
Mm.
More rings maybe than Michael Jordan.
Mm.
He finished with 4. With all them Big Macs and Whoppers, and this motherfucker still got 4 rings?
That's true.
Shit. That's tough.
Timmy or Shaq, better college player.
Timmy got better footwork and better offensive package, but Shaq was breaking rims, man. I ain't want to hear a lot of you, man. Timmy wasn't doing that. Shaq at that age and a little around that age was dunking so hard on cats that he was shattering backboards. They literally had to make new rims and new
They had to
types of
make new
hoops
rims.
for Shaq. Just Shaq, not Duncan, not Chris Webber, not Lottie Divac, not Dr. J, not Mike, not no one.
Well,
It was him.
Chocolate Thunder.
Yeah, but
Chocolate
that was a
Thunder.
lot. Yeah, that was a lot of force on
Backboard
that.
swaying.
But I don't even think Karl Malone or Alonzo Mourning was bringing like that. No.
Oh,
Them,
hell no.
or Sean Kemp. Them the only big guys I really think at that time. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Ewing wasn't doing that.
Nah.
Shaq ass was getting up there.
Tractor did it.
Tractor Trailer.
Yeah.
Darvin Ham did it once.
But this man did it.
Morris from
Versus Sam Morris.
Morris.
If
Yeah.
we talking about these guys did it once. Shaq did it like 6 times, bro.
Yeah, but that was in the NBA. He never did it.
No, but I'm just saying, just off the fact that it's gotta be dog, man. Cause dude he was fierce, man. He was just so fierce, man. I'm talking about like you be scared. He's one of them dudes like I hope dude don't get me within 3 feet of the rim because I'm finna be on a poster or a highlight reel. Somebody finna be laughing at me or this nigga's waist about to be to my forehead in some type of manner. This man was crazy. He was just explosive. I don't know what you could say about, bro. When you can match what he could do, how big he was, and his jump, and his vertical, bro, this man weighed 300 some goddamn pounds, or 280 solid.
He was in shape in college.
His
That was the
patent
thing.
move, well, I'm talking about the leave in his one play, but his patent move is the drop step and get you. Or if you own him in a post, one motherfucking step, either turn and dunk on you or spin and dunk.
Yeah,
The
that
way
spin
he
and dunk
dunked
was crazy.
on Dudley, you remember the Dudley dunk.
But that's old Shaq. Young Shaq would just run at you and dunk at you. It was no,
All
dog,
types of
2
dunks,
hands,
all ways.
he monkey
He
dunking.
just leaning
That's
over you.
monkey dunks.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
I'm talking about you all up in here.
Yeah.
He hugging you, but it's the rim. You all right here though. Yeah, he monkey dunking you. And Duncan, Duncan's game aged well. That's the one thing I can say about Duncan's game. It aged very well.
That's very
But
well said.
that's good because
That's
he
very
listened to
well
his
said.
college. Where
That's why he's better than Kobe.
I hit it
But
here.
that's why he was better than Shaq to a certain degree. Shaq had the physical dominance where Timmy had the mental game. He was a well-polished player. He knew spots on the floor. He could just look up and hit. He used the backboard. You know, that was a dead game at that time, using the backboard. He was one of the best backboard players. People don't talk about that a lot. You know, that's crazy to see the amount of backboard he used on every 15 or 14 footer from the shot, all backboard. He never switched all the backboards. Got to his spot, looked, had little moves, go right to his hook. He knew what he was doing. Shaq struggled finding different moves later in once his physical ability, once he started getting bigger, he had to settle for that body to the little hook.
He had
which
to
is-
jump up.
Yeah, which was
You know what I'm saying?
so.
Yeah, it's
But what's crazy is Timmy had that same hook, but off the glass, and it was consistent. And he could do it all the time because one of the biggest things how they beat them was they took Shaq away from the rim. Because Tim Duncan could shoot that off the backboard 17-footer, and it was splat. And they took him away, and once they took him away, that opens up lane for Ginobili, Parker, Kawhi Leonard, Brazilian Blur, whoever they want at that time to go right in the middle and do what they got to do. And unless you got somebody like a Robert Horry or somebody know what they're doing to stop that, you might be fucked up. And so that's how it where Shaq couldn't go away from that rim and score. He couldn't have like a 15-footer or something. Like he had to be 5 feet around that hole, and that ended up being a work good thing. Right. So it worked, but
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm going. Y'all both said Shaq though, man. I'm gonna go Tim Duncan. I like the fact that Tim could shoot free throws. I like the fact that Tim could hit that little elbow shot. You know what I'm saying? His shooting ability was just, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that put him over the top, and like you said, this game aged well. I know we talking about college, but like it. Not to say it's more conducive because they go with more teams. We just talking about their specific team. I just feel like Tim could guard Shaq if he had to not stop him, but he could guard him. You know what I'm saying? If they had to play in college, I'm not sure if if Shaq could have been out on the floor guarding Tim, stopping him from hitting jump shots too. You know what I'm saying? And Tim would have got a couple off down low. So I'm gonna go with Tim because he's just more versatile. It seems like on offense, and can do a little bit of what he can do on defense.
I like that. That's a great point. Keeping with college, man. So who we got? So we got Timmy, 2 Shaqs, 2 Timmy.
Well, yeah, 2 shots.
2 shots and Timmy.
Y'all let us know, man. Y'all think Shaq, man, or Tim Duncan? Who's the better college player? Moving right along, man. March Madness. Top 5 college floor generals in the past 30 years.
Oh,
this is going to
shit.
be exciting.
You said college.
Yeah, college floor generals. Yeah,
Bitch.
top 5 college floor generals. So you know how we gonna do it, man. We each say 1, you know, start our list 5. Number 5, I'm gonna kick it off. At number 5, you wanna kick it off?
Number 5, me?
Number 5, yeah, who you got? You wanna kick it off?
Untold Truth, man. Jameer Nelson.
Ooh.
Jameer Nelson was a dog, man.
Right. Player of the year. A lot of people don't remember that.
Let's see. National Freshman of the Year. Averaged 16.8 points, 4.6 rebounds, 5.7 assists. 2004 Wooden and Naismith Award and the Oscar Robertson and was it Adolph Roof Trophy? I don't know what that one is.
Adolph Roof, yeah.
Man, he was a
Adolph
stud for
Rupp.
St. Joseph, man.
Adolph Rupp.
I believe he was for St. Joseph. He was an all-time leading scorer with 2,094 points, assists at 714, and steals at 256.
Okay, I like that. I was actually gonna pick Nelson too. At number 5, I went with very underrated player, man. About as vanilla as they come, but I love his game. Andre Miller, out of Utah, 12.1 points, 4.8 rebounds, 5.4 assists. One-time WAC Player of the Year. Andre Miller, I think when you talk about floor general and him and Chris Doliak and Keith Van Horn, he was fun to watch, man. You're never going to speed him up. Never going to speed up Andre Miller. Goes at his own pace. Just a consummate pro, man, from day one. So if we think about floor general, we think about Andre Miller. Who you got, B.I.? Number 5.
I'm going Mateen Cleaves.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? What was
That's
that?
deep.
Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When they won.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Bedrock.
saying? He was, yeah. I feel like he was a nice little distributor of the ball. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the greatest scorer ever. But, you know what I'm saying? He sped up the pace. You know what I'm saying? I like guys like that, TJ Ford type motherfuckers.
People sleep on TJ Ford. Number 4, Hendo.
Number 4, we're going to go with Jay Williams from Duke. The top point guard in Duke basketball history. ACC Rookie of the Year. National Freshman of the Year. You know what I'm saying? Was a first team freshman All-American. Sophomore, he led the Blue Devils to win the 2001 NCAA championship. Man, he was just cold, man. I mean, it ain't much to say, man. Jay Williams was nice, man. Hey, that's it.
Number 4, I went with another floor general out of Chicago, Sharon Collins, out of Kansas. 13.2 points, 2.1 rebounds, 3.9 assists, 2-time All Big 12. Also got himself a natty in Kansas. He was instrumental in helping them win. I love watching this game. Smaller guy out of Chicago. Didn't necessarily pan out making it into the NBA, but when you look at him in college, he was a lot like D. Brown, able to speed things up. I love Sharon Collins at Kansas. So, yeah, Collins. He's also McDonald's All-American, too, man.
That's funny you say D. Brown because I was thinking Darren Williams.
Yeah.
Same school. That's my next pick.
Yeah, okay.
But now it's about to get serious.
Okay. Number 3.
Ty Lawson out of North Carolina.
Ooh.
I hate motherfuckers like that.
You know what I'm saying? He had a great assist to turnover ratio at 2.78 and shot a combined 52% from the field. His final year with the Tar Heels, he led UNC to win the 2009 NCAA championship, was selected ACC Player of the Year, and consensus NCAA All-America selection with the Bob Cousy Award, top point guard award. The Bob Cousy is.
Yeah, I like that. That's a great fucking pick, bro. Great pick. I love him. Him and Psycho T. At number 3, I went with Mateen Cleaves. That Michigan State team was tough. Him, Mo Pete. He averaged 12 points for his career at Michigan State. 12.5 points, 2.1 rebounds, 6.6 assists. That's huge in college. Also, a lot of people forget 2-time Big Ten Player of the Year. That's saying a lot coming from a point guard.
I forgot.
Yeah, it's coming from a point guard. Solid on defense. Absolutely know how to run a team. I love Mateen Cleaves. I hated him, and I loved him, but at the same time I hated him because he was part of the Big Ten. But he was absolutely tough, man. I got him third when you're talking about floor generals or guys who just know how to run a team. I got Mateen Cleaves third.
Okay. I'm going to go on ahead because I'm not sure. I'm trying to save my best for last. I'm going to go Bobby Hurley. Yeah.
That's a little. Yeah, I got
I think he played 93.
But yeah, it would have been 90. It would have been like 97, 98. But go ahead.
That's valid.
97.
That's valid.
Oh, would it?
No, that's valid.
30 years.
No, that's valid. That's valid.
Oh, yeah.
You valid.
Yeah, I'm going Bobby Hurley, man. Too many assists, man. Too much driving the lane, driving and kicking and shot making. In college, yeah.
He was John Stockton in college.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
He was, hate him or love him. He was all right.
Love Bobby Hurley. What you got? Floor general. Number 2, Hendo.
Mike Bibby out of Arizona.
I was thinking about that. Okay.
Man. Started all 69 games during his Wildcat career. He was named Pac-10 Freshman of the Year, averaged 13.5 points, 5.5 assists, 3.2 rebounds. As a freshman, Bibby helped lead the Wildcats to the 1997 NCAA Championship. Was also selected for the Final Four team. I mean, he was picked Pac-10 Player of the Year. He ended up averaging 17 points, 5.5 or about 5.7 assists, and 3 rebounds. And made it to the Elite Eight. You know, he was Mike Bibby was a dog, man.
Yeah, that's a dog. I love that table. That table's tough. It's like everybody on that table's bitch.
Yeah, I swear to God, they just recruited well. Like, man, he got some brother in him. All right, come on, man.
By outside every last one of them. That was a great team, though. But number 2, we talk about flat out floor generals. At number 2, I had to go with Jock Vaughn out of Kansas. 9.6 points a game, 3 rebounds a game, and 6.4 assists. One-time Big 8 Player of the Year. Jock Vaughn, scoring was never his thing. It was always about getting players involved. And it seemed like he always seemed like to come up with big plays or make the big shot. So, Jock Vaughn, number 2, I love this game in Kansas.
Anthony Penny Hardaway out of Memphis. My number mother after 2 pick. We all know why.
You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, not pick.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Number 1, Hendo.
Should already be known, man. Chris Paul out of Wake Forest, man.
Oh, wow.
Man, he had in 2 years he did play with Wake Forest. He snapped. Went to 2 NCAA tournaments, 1 Sweet 16 appearance, Freshman Rookie of the Year, National Freshman Rookie of the Year, all defense teams. I mean, he was a dog on defense and offense. He could facilitate and play hella defense. What was crazy is being how little he was and how good he can really pass the ball, how great he was on defense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know we're talking about just floor generals, but to me, that's part of being a good general, too. If you a lockdown and they can't get by you, hey.
The point on defense, too.
Yeah, you know. And let's see. They said before he declared for the 05 NBA draft as a sophomore, he had nearly all the top every offensive category he was nearly at the top of every offensive category for Wake Forest. So that's anything offensively, he was almost at the top, and that's within 2 years before he declared for the NBA. So if he would have stayed like 3 or full 4, like God knows what his stats would look like. But yeah, that's why I got to kind of put up because he kind of came out a little early too, you know. And he was kind of, I think they kind of underestimated a little bit because of his size though too, you know.
He was in the motherfucking McDonald's game. Shit, that should have knew.
Yeah, facts. Number 1 college floor general for me in the past 30 years, Jason Kidd. 14.9 points per game. Oh my God. 5.9 rebounds. 8.4 assists per game in college. One-time Pac Player of the Year. Jason Kidd was absolutely just. And when you think about, he didn't really to average 8.4 assists. And when you look back at that team, it was pretty much him, Lamont Murray, and then Gonzalez, the tight end, the Hall of Fame tight end, where he played college basketball at California, and he played with Jason Kidd. Yeah, a little knowledge. Check it out. But he used to get some dunks. He used to catch some lobs.
He's a scrub.
But when you look at what Jason Kidd had around him in California, to average 8.4 assists, he was absolutely, in my opinion, the best floor general in college basketball in the past 30 years. Proof is in the pudding, man. So Jason Kidd, you got number one.
Yeah, the proof's in the pudding, Jason Kidd. Only because he was on my original list when I thought it was NBA and not motherfucking college. Same point in time. You just proved the point. This motherfucker was throwing out of use of motherfucking tight ends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Facts. He was throwing alley-oops and tight ends.
He can get anybody a bucket.
Tony, real talk.
I know.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk.
He can get anybody a bucket. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody.
He got NFL
What was
players.
better, him and Tony Gonzalez or Jason Williams and Randy Moss?
Who? Jason Williams and Randy Moss in high
Don't
school.
forget how
though?
they was. Don't forget
Yeah,
how they
high
was getting
school.
down.
That was different though. That was high school.
I'd say I think one better.
Jason Kidd was killing the cop.
Ed Cota and Julius Peppers. I'm pretty sure that was Cota on that team because Peppers was catching lobs too. Number 44 in North Carolina.
Yeah, he was too strong.
Because
I looked like he didn't belong out here. He really did.
I didn't know he played football until it was draft time, and they were
I was
talking
about
about
to
Julius
say,
Peppers.
Like, oh shit,
I
he
was
play
about
ball
to say,
too?
because North Carolina's football team
Yeah.
wasn't known like
yeah,
that.
they wasn't known like that.
But we always seen the basketball team.
Yeah, always
You
in
know
the
what I'm saying?
basketball.
So,
So I had no clue until
Yeah, that's why we ain't
time.
wrong.
Yeah, we ain't not at all.
Straight up, we seen him play basketball. We did not see him play football.
basketball. I know one thing we're not wrong about. Can you please tell these people what time it is, P.I.?
Oh man, it is trade yourself time.
I think I want to get it off today, man.
Oh, man.
You need to goddamn it trade yourself, and I hate to say it because you my favorite quarterback. But Aaron Rodgers, you gotta trade yourself, bro.
Oh shit.
Y'all don't know what you thinking, man. You making all these demands and this and that, and you want Donald Driver to come with you, and you want goddamn it, what do you call him, grave digger? What was his name? The Big Gilbert?
Gilbert Browns.
You want Big Gilbert Brown to come with him? He want everybody to come with him.
Yeah,
Fam, trade yourself, bro. It's over. The Packers don't want you no more. Go to the Jets so I can finally play with you on Madden. But Aaron Rodgers, you my favorite quarterback. But this week, brother, you tripping, man. Trade yourself.
That's my trade yourself. You go ahead and read it right here. Aaron Rodgers trade yourself already. We tired of waiting. Nigga. We tired of waiting, motherfucker.
Tired of waiting.
You just tired of waiting. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing against you at this point to say we acting a little bougie about it. You know what I'm saying? I know it ain't even up to him like that. They got the teams got to make the deal. But we just gonna point it at him, man. We tired of waiting. Just like you the GM. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get it done, Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
who need to trade themselves, man, though?
Man, who need to trade themselves this week, man? Damn, you kind of took mine. I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna,
right. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, man.
I was gonna angle that way. Who need to trade themselves right now?
Should that not be nobody in the sports?
Laker management. Laker management.
Really?
I feel like they waited too late to try to assemble this team. And I feel like,
and they let LeBron go for that record. That's what you're saying, too early?
Well, no, not even just that.
He saying he ain't wear stuff
Not only that.
This stuff going for the record.
So the reason I say Laker management, the reason I say them, I know I like those facts, is because the first thing they did in their offseason was pick up Patrick Beverly. Just to let him go. Okay? You still kept on to Westbrook. I don't know why, because you could have been let him go in the offseason. But you wait till about the middle of the motherfucking season, you let him go. Then you let it go to a handful of other people, a fistful of little here's and there's and whatever, whatnot. And then you pick up all these pieces, and then you expect to make a nice little run right now. Bruh, the West is competitive as fuck. Why you wait so late to acquire these pieces right now? Why did you wait so late to make these moves? Why didn't you just give LeBron? Maybe if you would have gave LeBron better weapons earlier, he would be healthy now to go in and play. Maybe if you would have did this, y'all would have a healthier team. Maybe you don't get those injuries and shit like that. Why wait so late, man? Why you wait so late to make these moves and realize, like, damn,
Can I play devil's advocate?
we in 10th place.
Can I play devil's advocate? I
Go
say
ahead.
devil. That means real is about to get dark. Hey man, what if you don't make the moves to keep LeBron James engaged to try to get that last championship? Maybe if he win the championship, he leave or he quit or retire, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like the pieces didn't make no damn sense last year. We all felt that way.
Right.
So why even do that? If you management and you know you're capable of doing this, why you sit on that all year last year
Right.
like that? And then this year in the off season, and then like, why are you doing this?
And to pick it back, like, do you
They
think?
should never got
Do you
rid.
think in the legacy LeBron's living right now, the same year you win the scoring titles, the same year you don't make the playoffs? Do you understand that's a possibility? You are the most scoringest motherfucker in the NBA history, but you missed the playoffs the year you broke the
They
record.
always said the
I'm
scoring
not
champ
saying
don't-
that's gonna.
They said the scoring champ don't win no rings. That's what this league is built up. That's what Mike was always
I'm not
driving
taking-
for,
I'm not-
to be the scoring champ and the champ.
I'm not taking nothing away from his accolades, but damn, that kind of fucking sucks. If I'm the scoring champ, I'm trying to make the playoffs. I know he's made the playoffs record amount of times. He don't got nothing to prove. But if I'm him, which I'm not, but I understand what it's like to win and the competitiveness to win, I want to win as much as I can. So maybe he's sitting out for a reason. Maybe he knows this ain't gonna be this year right now. Maybe he's just sitting out to, and that's a
It's-
real
you getting
possibility.
dark
So
with me now.
with everything,
We
whenever,
here.
right? That's what I'm
We in a
saying.
dark place.
Maybe it's a reason he's sitting out, nigga. We know we not gonna make this. I'm tanking. I'll be back next year.
I'm gonna make light of it though, since we're in such a dark place. Maybe he's just an old geezer. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
But there's nothing saying that he's not coming back next year though. His
That's true.
contract is not up.
Yeah.
So he might. You understand that
If he
this
finish
might.
this year hurt, he coming back next year. He's not gonna not play next year if he's.
But is he going to be a Laker? That's the question.
I
Is
think
he going
should.
to be
I
a
feel like
Laker?
the question is AD gonna be a Laker? Because even with those injuries, if he can go to a team that's motivated, that can motivate him enough to say you got a shot to win, he's still gonna be playing those games. So if I'm that team, I trade for Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want a couple, if you want Christian Wood, or some
who gonna
shit,
trade for? I mean, somebody in the East.
it don't.
Because
fucking matter.
anybody in the East got theirs, unless we're talking about Miami or something.
I feel like it don't. Even
And I don't
matter.
think they're gonna trade with Miami.
Man, AD can help a lot of teams, even not even playing the whole.
But
like
where is he
certain
fitting?
teams-
Like Celtics? Who we talking about? Because it got to be somebody who's talking about winning out. Celtics?
Yeah,
It ain't gonna be the Bucks.
Any damn team.
It ain't gonna be the
Any
Sixers.
damn team.
Could be
Any damn
Cleveland.
team. You know
Could
what
be
I'm saying?
Cleveland.
I was about to say I like that young
Could be
boy, but
Cleveland.
He's better than Mobley.
If he goes
He's
to Cleveland,
better than-
but that puts out their big man though too though. That's what I'm saying. You gotta look what position you taking up or whose time you taking up for who they got there now. And some teams they already got that set position right now. I know they would love an AD, but it's like damn, how we gonna tell Buddy that dog? I mean, in some places like you might got an Al Horford or something. You can be like, look, bro, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, Miami at a Bayou, you go to power forward, hey big homie, center. That work out. You see what I'm saying?
Damn, AD
But-
hate playing center. Like that.
Right, but that's where you would have to put him in a situation like that. Otherwise, the Celtics they might, they could use him, but who they putting away? They can't run their ball to him because Tatum run right to him.
Reggie motherfucking Williams is out of there. Right?
But that don't work Tatum game though. I don't think that complements Tatum
by
game.
not asking AD to do too much, I think
You
actually to
might.
win the ring. Motherfucking Chris Bosh.
But
put his
what you
numbers
would have to
aside.
give for him to get him there,
Oh, got you.
that's not going to pan
That's what I
out.
was saying. So, okay, say if you Philly, what if you give up Max? You give up Maxey.
They're not going to want no goddamn Maxey for no goddamn AD.
I'm just saying.
They want prime for prime, nigga. We want Embiid.
Look,
He
you ain't
gonna
about
be-
to get very much for AD.
Well, they gonna
and
want
that's just what it
Embiid.
is.
I'm telling you what it
That
is.
just is what it is.
Regardless
and the team
of it.
can trade you.
Regardless.
So whoever they want, it don't have to be up.
They
to
gonna
you.
want
I'm not
Embiid.
sure if AD got in his contract a no trade clause.
Shit, look at
If he don't,
it would have
he
to be
can just go,
but it would have to be
regardless.
the Bulls.
he ain't coming to work for us.
Hey, he
I'm
can
gonna
play
keep it
power
real.
forward.
I wouldn't even want him to come to us. He ain't gonna show up, and he's gonna be mad at him in the city and shit. I'd rather niggas be mad at him somewhere else.
Bull ass gonna be a pacer.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna work for him either. He ain't going to work there. He about to be in nap time napping.
That's what I'm saying. What team taking that? He's in that.
Straight
He
up
ain't going back to
gonna
the
be
Pelicans.
Man,
The Kings?
He gotta be.
The Kings.
He gotta be like the Clippers.
The
He
Kings.
gotta be like Phoenix. He gotta be a
'Cause he
place
don't-
that's cool to live. He ain't Miami or some shit.
That's why I said Miami.
It gotta be something like that.
It would have to be Miami because
bored as hell.
Because look, Miami got the biggest pieces they can come up. Draft picks, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, all motherfuckers. They can be like, look, we can find them motherfucking pieces again. They can come off the better of the assets to a team like, we'll take some young shooters and put them around because that's what LeBron looking for. We'll get us a big. They got another big from Orlando. They got the Bam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. If you can get somebody else like that, all you need is some shooters. LeBron can work with it. I'm just saying, there's things LeBron can work with, man. If AD can't be, paying out for the money, I could definitely see him going to Miami.
I was about to say,
Miami makes sense.
We got to see exactly what they're gonna do because I don't know if he's trying to run it back with these dudes.
Otherwise, they're gonna send his ass to Greg Popovich, Spurs.
Well, what did y'all?
Who you? You already kicked it off, huh?
But Saturday nights, man, if you're in the La Crosse and Wisconsin area, please, man, if you're hungry, downtown, go check out Press Break, man. They got them cheesy beef, cheesy nachos, all that good stuff. Also, Saturday night, maybe you want to listen to some good music. Maybe want to do some cleaning. I don't know, man. You guys playing some cards, games, something like that. Download the Bump That Radio app, man. You can catch it on iTunes, Google Play Store, Bump That Radio. Download that app. Also, man, we had a lot of snow and all that slush and this and that. The week looked like it's going to be at least in the 40s and 50s. You want to get your car clean, where can they go, Hendo?
King KO Car Wash, right off of La Crosse Street, man. Go down there, man. They got some great prices, man. They're going to look out for you, man. They can do a little nice wash. They detail. They do everything for you, man.
They do a great job, man. I like that shirt, B.I., man. Who is that?
Oh man, this Captain Kush, man, right here, man. My partner Platinum, you know what I'm saying? Out of Winona.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get you one.
Yeah, Captain Kush, man. Check him out of Winona, man. Appreciate you rocking with us as always. Old Heads, episode 44. We're going to be back next week bringing more March Madness. That's been a good episode today, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Please go subscribe, man. Go to our page, C Hendo, C-E-E Hendo on YouTube. Go subscribe. Also, go to YouTube, Old Heads on YouTube, and go subscribe, man. Tell everyone to subscribe, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. And, man, we just going to keep trying to bring y'all this good content, man. And Old Heads episode 44. It's a rap March Madness edition.
Yeah.